Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our weekly show, Step Up to Rise Up. We have had quite a month. I can't believe that it's already our last Monday of the month, but here we are, almost ready to start yet another month. But I wanted to spend some time today just kind of wrapping up where we've been this month and to talk a little bit more about an intentional, purposeful life. All of you know I'm Linda Nelson. I'm a belief and mindset coach, and I am passionate about calling you higher, having you reach higher, reach deeper into yourself, because that's where you'll find your passions and your purpose. And we've talked a lot about that this month. February was or is a heart month, and we started the month by just doing some things to really embrace ourselves and our gifts, what we're good at, those things that make us unique in the world. And that led into a discussion of self care. When we love ourselves truly as our best friends, then we're going to want to take care of that. And that includes body, mind, and spirit. And so we talked about things in the way of self care that you can do for your best friend. If you truly love yourself, you will care for yourself and your body and your mind and your spirit so that you can go out into the world and impact it positively. Now, I work with people. A lot of my clients need help in finding that purpose, or at least digging deeper to really uncover the reasons why. But an intentional, purposeful life can make us so much more productive and live our life full of joy and meaning. And we've talked in other lives, not only this month, but in months prior, that the gifts that you were given aren't meant to hoard. Those were given to you by your Creator to impact the world and to use in service to others. So it's important, as you are called higher, to spend some time reflecting on that, to spend some quiet time journaling and doing that inner work that really helps you hone in on what it is you're on earth for. Those are very deep, deep questions. Doing that work, though, is critical for your discovering your purpose and finding ways to use that then in your circle of influence. And all that leads to a purposeful life that is lived with fulfillment and with purpose, that is productive and satisfying and full of joy. And I am passionate about each of you having that in your life. Life throws us many curves. Some of you may be in one now. I recently came out of one, and it takes time to process that stuff. But we're resilient, and when we develop that mindset of abundance and growth, which are two things that I feel passionate about, we can build that resilience to help us live that life of purpose that we all have the power within us to create. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about my best tips, or maybe best reasons why reaching higher and living out your purpose in your life can have so much benefit in your life. So number one, identifying your purpose. That's kind of what we've been working on this month. We've done some things like taking an interest test. We've looked at ourselves. We've examined why or what are the things that make us unique, that kind of thing. And we've embraced that person we love as our best friend. And so taking the time, and it does take time. This isn't something that probably hits you, right away. You have to do some uncovering and some work in that deepest part of you. But taking the time to identify what your purpose is and why it matters is really a great reason for you to reach higher. And that's probably the number one benefit, is why we start there. So you want to spend some time on identifying that. And if you need help, there's lots of resources that you can do that with. I'm a phone call away or a direct message away. We can chat about yours if you'd like. And of course, I'm going to encourage you to write out your goals, your aspirations, your dreams, and reflect on them often, because your purpose can evolve as you grow and evolve as a person. So, number one, living out your purpose and reaching higher is going to involve identifying that purpose. And we've talked about many ways to do that this month. Number two, once you've identified your purpose and you know what it is, or at least you know what it is right now and why it matters, because really that is just being in alignment with what your goals are and your values, the things that you determine are important for you. Once you've determined that, probably the biggest step, then you need to create a plan to help you reach that aspiration, that dream, that goal that you have for your very best life. So then you want to take that big overall goal or that big overall dream, and you want to break it down into doable goals, and then take those and break them down even smaller so that every day you're taking action, little small baby steps, which I believe in fully, to get you into action every single day consistently. This stop and start that we often do is really hard to keep going and build momentum from. So your plan needs to include baby steps to help you get there, and doing something every day, even if it's just one little thing, will get you there much faster than the stop and start that people generally work on their goals. That's how we generally face that. And it's not very effective. We often quit before we see many results. So, number one, identify your purpose. Number two, create a plan. And that planning is also one that takes time and reflection. And of course, I'm going to say journaling, because it's nice to get those thoughts out of your head and onto paper so you can see what's deep within you. Number three, it's important to stay motivated. And that can be hard when life throws curveballs our way, and it always does. We can count on that. But in order to stay motivated, it's important to continue to remember why you're pursuing your purpose in the first place, why it's important to you, because that will help you find ways to stay inspired. You can set reminders, you can put things in your calendar, you can create a vision board, for example, to keep that in front of you all the time. And maybe it's your family. Maybe your big why is your family, or it's a goal that you have to take a family vacation, or send a child to the school he or she wants to go to. Whatever those things are, find ways to keep motivated, and really action, daily consistent action, is the thing that creates the most motivation and the most momentum. And then, of course, it's important, and we've talked about this too, that's where this whole self-care comes into play. It's important for you to reward yourself along the way. Set up milestones for you when you reach certain parts of your goal, maybe, or when you stay on track for a whole week or a whole month, a quarter. As you take these baby steps, reward yourself often and give yourself increasingly bigger rewards. Infuse your day with those things that really bring a lot of joy to you. And then connect that joy to, I'm going to enjoy a conversation and a cup of coffee with a friend when I achieve my intention for the week, for example. That's one that I often do. So think of ways to reward yourself. That's important for you to keep motivated and keep working toward those goals that you say you want in your life. So number 3 is stay motivated. Number 4 is invest in yourself. If we're truly going to move from our comfort zone where everything stays the same and growth doesn't happen, we have to invest in ourselves. We have to keep our mind sharp. We have to read self-development books. We have to listen to positive podcasts. Come on this live, for example. Invest some time in yourself for your personal development. And sometimes that means investing in a coach or a program or a discovery of some sort to really learn more about you and your purpose. So reading books, attending seminars, taking classes, all having to do with your purpose. Talking with a coach or a mentor, all of those things are investing time in you. And that is probably the most important self-care you can do, is to invest in you, your body, your mind, and your spirit. So that's number 4, invest in yourself. And lastly, number 5 is remain flexible. Life is unpredictable. Things happen that we don't plan for. They just hit us. Some things are good and they can take us off track, and some things are not so good. Life brings with it joys and sorrows, and we've talked before that they can coexist, but building that resilience and that I can do it attitude along the way helps us resolve those issues and handle what life throws our way better, if you will. So remain flexible. You want to be open to the possibilities. As we said, your purpose can change and grow as you change and grow. And when you're called higher, I'll let you in on a little secret. God seems to never be content that you stay in any one place for very long. He is always calling us higher. And so I want to keep encouraging in you in that. He sees in you possibilities and potential that you maybe don't see yourself. You need someone outside of you to see that. And I'm very passionate about helping people discover their really good stuff and then how to influence the world with it. Because as we've talked, the world really needs you badly. The world is kind of chaotic right now. I think we could probably all agree on that. It feels very chaotic and out of sorts, and people seem angry. There's just lots going on. And so we need that remnant that God always finds a way to work with. Those few people who want to change the world. And I want to challenge you to continue to reach higher, because God loves you just the way you are, but He loves you enough, maybe more, to not let you stay there. So that's what I've got for today. I want to say hello and thanks for joining me. You always forget about the doable goals. Yes, we don't want to get stuck on the end goal. That's such a good point, Anne, because I'm like that too. I'm visionary. That's one of my gifts. It may be a curse as well. Sometimes I can see the end very clearly, and I'm very passionate about getting there, but taking those doable little steps every day to get there is so key to your moving forward. Because if we keep, I liken it to baseball season is about to start, so we'll use the analogy of baseball. I've been accused of this, and I know that this is something I've worked on too, and that is, I want the home run. I want to go all the way around the bases and get home. And sometimes I want to do that on the first pitch, right? But guess what? We can get home by getting on the bases too. Sometimes all we need to do is get to first base, and then let second base and third base, and eventually we'll get home. It will just take a little longer, and it will take a little bit more strategy, if you will. So yeah, if we just wait for the home runs, we're going to miss all the things that can take us to the home run, the bases, if you will. So life is meant to be enjoyed. It is a journey, And we never know what life is going to throw at us. We never know how close we are to the very thing we want. We just have to keep moving forward every day. So I hope this has helped you. Let me know that you're here when you're watching this on replay by just putting hashtag replay in the comments. Any thoughts that you might have, I'll circle back and comment. But thank you for joining me today, those of you who are live. And I will see you back here next week, the start of another month. If you're taking a look at your first 90-day goals, you have a pretty solid month yet to complete those. And it's never too late to start making movement toward what you want. So we'll begin a new month, new beginnings next Monday, and we'll talk a little bit about, looking back to look forward again and setting up a plan to reach our 90-day goals for the month of March. Or, excuse me, for the first quarter, I guess we would say, of the 2023 year already. So yeah, let's not let time go by. Let's make the most of the time that we have. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I'll see you back here next week. Bye for now.